everyone, this video's aim is to shed some insight on the expectations of a fire investigator serving as an expert witness. Lentini tells us that a fire investigator serving as an expert witness and testifying in trial is the last function performed by a fire investigator who is serving as an expert. The litigation process can be lengthy, and the investigator should know the role they play, from what is expected of them from the discovery process to the actual court testimony. First, we'll discuss the expectations of an expert witness. The expert witness is expected to be an advocate for the truth. The first job of an investigator serving as an expert is to help the client understand the facts and the evidence. Next, the expert must also explain the facts to the client's lawyer and help them to understand the position of the opposing party and how their investigator's determination is incorrect. The expert should evaluate the positions of each side. If the client has obvious or significant weaknesses, the expert should point them out. The fire investigator is typically the only person in the case that can recognize an incorrect hypothesis. It is the duty of the expert to ask the client and counsel to keep them informed of any new information or evidence that comes forward or is discovered. Experts are expected to provide the court with the truth, regardless of it helping the prosecution or the defense. They are expected to use sound judgment and arguments and science to interpret the data, and should be advocates for their study of the evidence and outcome of their investigation. The role in the discovery process begins once the investigator has discussed their opinions on the matter with counsel and they are officially named an expert. Counsel will then take the expert disclosure, where they will detail the expert's opinions that will be relayed at trial. This should be reviewed by the expert before it is submitted to the court. Discovery depositions are generally conducted so the expert's formal opinions on the matter are recorded and the transcript can be referred back to in court. Counsel will obtain your credentials, including education, experience, background, and training. A quiz will be given to the investigator to examine their knowledge on fire chemistry, fire dynamics, and other relevant subjects according to 1033. It is vital that the fire investigator be confident in their knowledge of these topics, as well as the units of measurements for energy, power, and flux, to not be dismissed as unqualified to sit as an expert. Moving forward, the investigator will be asked for their opinion on the origin and cause of the fire. The expert should ask for clarification if they do not understand a question. They should tell the truth. Do not use jargon or pretentious words. Speak plainly, and if technical terms must be used, be sure to explain them thoroughly. To help avoid courtroom confrontations with defense attorneys, the expert should provide short and concise responses to questions. When a question cannot be answered without a detailed explanation, the response should provide the necessary information but nothing more, and should be as brief as possible. If opposing counsel becomes overly aggressive, it is suggested that you allow a moment before responding to allow sponsoring counsel to object to the questioning. Opposing counsel will often try to attack the integrity of the expert, so providing the court with the details of your training, education, and experience and credential helps to solidify your title as a subject matter expert. Next, we'll discuss fire modeling and how it can be used in court. Because fire investigators make visual observations, it is only natural that presenting fire concepts visually with graphs, models, and photographs would be of great assistance during their expert testimony in court. Fire modeling shows how a fire might have started and progressed using mathematics to explain how conditions can change over time. These are generally done in controlled environments, recorded, and presented to the court. The fire investigator can also utilize PowerPoint presentations and handouts to enhance their testimony. It is suggested that the expert be enthusiastic and make the presentation interesting so that the jury remembers it and is encouraged to pay attention to the information provided. Some additional tips to ensure the expert's success in the courtroom consist of being prompt. Being late to court is always unacceptable. Dress as well as the attorneys do. Your wardrobe should blend in with the other professionals in the courtroom. Your appearance should be entirely professional at all times. This means you should be well groomed. Your hair, your nails, you should be clean shaven, and jewelry should be kept to a minimum. Before your court appearance, find out if the court has ruled that any particular issues may not be discussed. Create a quality presentation. Oftentimes jurors will remember the quality of a presentation more than what might have been said. Make eye contact with each of the jurors. It'll help show your sincerity when providing your testimony. Responses should be kept short and to the point. Assume that any statement that can be misconstrued will be. When addressing the judge, your tone should be respectful and you should always address them as Your Honor.